everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel BBC World News. In today's video, we will share with you latest news. A murder that shook British India and toppled a king. It looked like an ordinary murder. 100 years ago on this day, 12 January 1925, a group of men attacked a couple on a car ride in an upper market subway in Bombay in colonial India, shooting the man dead and slashing the woman's face. But the story that unfolded brought global spotlight on the case, hide its complexity, put the country that British ruler in a spot of brother, and eventually forced on the Indian king to abdicate. Newspaper and magazine described the murder as perhaps the most senseless crime committed in British India, and it became the talk of the city during the investigation and subsequent trial. The victim Abdul Qadir Bawla, 25, was an influential taxable businessman and his city's youngest municipal office. His female companion Mumtaz Begum, 22, was a courtesan on the run from the harem of a princely state and had been staying with the Bawla from the last few months. On the evening of the murder, Bawla and Mumtaz Begum were in the car with their others, driving in Malbar Hill, an affluent area along the shore of the Arabian Sea. Cars were a rarity in India at the time and only Enrich owned them. Suddenly, another car took them before they could brake. It collided with their, forcing him to stop. According to the intelligence and newspaper report, the attacker showered expletive on Bawla and shouted, "Get the lady out." Mumtaz Begum later told the Bombay High Court and shot Bawla, who died a few hours later. A group of British soldiers who had inadvertently taken a wrong turn on their way back from a golf game heard the gunshot and rushed to the scene. They managed to catch one of the culprits, but one officer suffered gunshot wound when an attacker opened fire at him. Before fleeing, the remaining attackers made two attempts to snatch the injured Mumtaz Begum from the British officer who were trying to rush to her hospital. The newspaper suggested that attacker I was likely abducting Mumtaz Begum as Bawla, whom she had met while performing in Mumbai a few months earlier and had been living with since, had earlier received several threats for sheltering her. Then Illustrated Weekly for India promised reader exclusive photograph of Mumtaz Begum, while the political planned to issue a daily bulletin to the press. Marathi newspaper Navkar reported even Bollywood found the case compelling enough to adapt into a silent murder thriller this month. The case went beyond the usual murder mystery as it involved a rich and young tycoon, a slighted king, and a beautiful woman, said Deval Kulkarni, author of the Bawla murder case, Love, Lust, and Crime in Colonial India. The attacker footprints, as speculated in the media, led investigation to the influential princely stage of Indore, which was a British ally. Mumtaz Begum, a Muslim, had lived in the harem of the Hindu king Raja Tokju Rao Holkar. War Mumtaz Begum was famed for her beauty in her own class. It was said Mumtaz was without a peer. K.L. Baba wrote in 1945 book Famous Trial for Love and Murder, but the Maharaja attempted to control her, preventing her from seeing her family alone and keeping her under constant surveillance. Out their leadership, says Kulkarni, I was kept under surveillance. I was allowed to see visitor and my relation, but somebody always accompanied me. Mumtaz Begum testified in the court. In Indore, she gave birth to a baby girl who died soon after. After my child was born, I was unwilling to stay and Indore. I was unwilling because the nurses killed the female child that was born. Mumtaz Begum told the court within months she escaped to the northern India city of the Amritsar, her birthplace of birth, but trouble followed. She was watched there too. Mumtaz Begum's stepfather told the court that the Maharaja wept and begged her to return, but she refused and moved to Bombay, where the surveillance continued. The trial confirmed what media had speculated following the murder. Representative of the Maharaja had indeed threatened Bawla with dire consequences if he continued to shatter Mumtaz Begum, but he had ignored the warning. So, following a lead given by Shafi Ahmad, the only attacker captured at the scene, the Bombay police arrested the 7 men from Lahore. The investigation revealed links to the Maharaja that were hard to ignore. Most of the arrested men were employed by the Indore princely state. He had applied for leave around the same time and were in Bombay at the time of the crime. The murder put the British government in a tough spot, though it happened in Mumbai. The investigation clearly showed the plot was planned in Indore, which had strong ties to British, terming it the most awkward affair for the British government. The New Statesperson wrote that if were a minor state, there would be no particular case for anxiety. But Indore has been a powerful feudatory to the Raj, it said. The British government initially tried to keep mum about the murder Indore connection in public, but in private, discussed the issue with much alarm. Communication between the government of Mumbai and British India shows. Mumbai Police Commissioner Patrick Kelly told the British government that all evidence points the presence of conspiracy hate the Indore by the investigation from the Indore to abduct Mumtaz through hired depredators. The government faced pressure from the different side. Bawla community of wealthy mammals, a Muslim community with roots in a modern day Gujarat, raised the issue with the government. His fellow municipal official mourned his death, saying there surely must be something more behind the scene. India lawmaker demanded answer in the upper house of British India legislature, and the case war and discard in the British House of the Commons. Rohidas Narayan Josar, a former police officer, writes in his book on the murder that the investigation were under pressure to go slow. Then the police commissioner Kelly threatened to resign. The case drew two lawyers for both the defense and the prosecution when it reached the Bombay High Court. One of them was Muhammad Ali Jinnah, who later became the founding leader of Pakistan after India partition in 1947. Jinnah defended Anandro Gangraman Pence, one of the accused, and a top general with the Indore army. Jinnah managed to save him client from the death penalty. The court sentenced three men to death and through life imprisonment, but it stopped short of the holding the Maharaja accountable. Justice L.C. Kram, who led the trial, noted, however, that there was a person behind them, whom we cannot precisely indicate, but where an attempt is made to kidnap a woman who was for 10 years the mistress of the Maharaja of Indore. It is not in the least unreasonable to look to Indore as the quarter from which this attack may be emanated. The judge remarked, the case prominence means the British government had to act quickly against the Maharaja. They gave him a choice for a commission of the inquiry or abdicate. According to document presented to Parliament in India, the Maharaja chose to quit. I abdicate my throne in favor of my son on the understanding that no further inquiry into my illegal connection with the Malabar Hill tragedy will be made, he wrote in the British government after abdicating. The Maharaja stirred more controversy by inspiring on marrying an American woman against the will of his family and community. Eventually, she converted a Hinduism and they wed, according to a British Home Department report. Meanwhile, Mumtaz Begum received offer from Hollywood and later moved to the US to try her luck there. She faded into obscurity after that. Get your daily close of entertainment. Subscribe today for new videos every day. Thanks for watching. For more, have a nice time. Goodbye.